Pathfinder of the Righteous. Live notification can stay the same. Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. Updated it all. I do believe I have successfully updated it. Right then. Why am I not hearing anyone? Because I wasn't here. Okay. So, I have played through the prologue with an Oread cleric. That was about 4 hours, so let's see how quickly we can do this on a higher difficulty. Okay, we'll be busy for a bit longer than that. Let's just... Okay. I am mostly familiar to... Okay. I'm mostly familiar with the... with the system, however, I don't think that I can take on core just yet. I needed a bit of buffer last time, so let's just set it to this. Next up, character creation, which that'll take a bit. I know what I want, but still, custom character, portrait. I want a DPS, as it were, for this character. What is this? Huh. Do I want this or this? Let's go with this. Class. So, I wanted to try a Blood Rager. I don't know, however, what a good build is, so I'll turn on recommended build. Strength, Con, Dex, Charisma. Alright, then let's turn this back to daring. Strength, Con, Dex and Charisma. Custom character, portrait. Blood Rager. Then let's see what sort of character I want. A reformed fiend. It requires a race though. So that's something that I can do, I guess. Bloodlines must be of the same type. Ah. So if I would take a sorcerer, for example, I couldn't really change much. Huh. This is a heal yourself one. And this is a heavy armor one. It removes fast movement though. And I quite like fast movement because the Oread I play on the other one is difficult to get to the front, even though she is a tank. Let's see you then. not really one. Plot writer, spell eater, or primalist. And you get uncanny dodge and everything. Like with steel blood, you can't get that. Instead you get armored swiftness. Okay, let's right then, primalist, it seems this bloodline will be fun. And rages. So many rages. This, as I understand it, is a barbarian mixed with a sorcerer, which is quite fun to do. Let's see. Yeah. Primalist, I guess. I like the Oriad. However, slow movement is annoying. Kitsune. +2 racial bonus to ability. Okay. Human form, keen senses. Enchantment spells get Delight as a spell-like ability. Alright then. Let's see. Keen Kitsune or Kitsune. I think, given that this is sort of strength, but mostly charisma dex. No, then the background. These backgrounds all have a different skill that you can add, as well as, okay, what are my class skills? Ability, athletics, persuasion, perception, lore, nature, and arcana. So this is useless, but these might be useful, were it not for the fact that I am already proficient in martial weapons in general. Nature and perception. See, that's useful. And the nature. One orison from these spells. Given that we are a arcane caster, like we cast arcane spells, let's not do that. Last time I was an acolyte, but that's not really the best. Athletics. Is athletics part? Yeah. These are all athletics and lore nature. Bounty, turret, stealth. Earth Persuasion, perception. Might as well. Yeah, why not? Or maybe this one? No. Let's go with this character was a guard. Special bonus. 15, 14. Sure, let's go with this. Dexterity, strength gives you base attack bonus, even though as a Kitsune we're not really the best for strength. Well, that just means that we will need to overcome this. Let's then add in a rank into nature lore as well as athletics. Then a feat for us. Do I wish to use any of these? Blind fighting? No. That is good. This one is a prerequisite for Tsune. Oh. Okay. Every time you get one. Okay. Becomes invisible for a short time. Do I want to though? Plus 2 to damage. Yeah, you know what? Why not? Okay, so Blood Rage. 4 plus her Constitution modifier at each level of the first. 2 additional rounds per day. Okay, so it's amount of rounds you can get. -2, 2. Okay, so this will completely counteract the downside of power attack. So then these oh, that is nice. And the mythic power attack as well as Sunder Armor and Greater Sunder Armor. Like, these are nice, but Cleave is really nice. given that I have quite high charisma, that would be nice as well, but I think that having the cleave set will also really help. And the bloodline, I do not yet know what my bloodline is. These are quite interesting though. Now then, I can select my bloodline. Bonus feats, bonus spells. Sometimes this source reflects a distant blood relationship to a powerful being, or is due to an external event involving such a creature somewhere in her family's past. Regardless of the source, this influence manifests in a number of ways. A Blood Rager must pick one bloodline upon taking her first level of Blood Rager. Once made, this choice cannot be changed. The Blood Rager gains bloodline powers first, fourth, and every 4 levels thereafter. And then you have... Where do you get that? Like, that is so weird to me. Same with the extra domain for certain creatures. Arcane. Okay. Let's see if I understand this. All of the draconic bloodlines are exactly the same. So that's fun. Fae. Undead. Let's just have a nice red dragon in their bloodline. These claws, 1d6, then 1d8, and then fire damage. Oh, so that's probably what changes. Might as well. Yeah, why not? Why not go all in on this? Deity. Now, I want to be good for this playthrough. However, I also want to be chaotic more than anything. Like, I will use, where is Urgathoa as one for an evil playthrough, but not yet. Any neutral? No. Alcohol, bravery, and freedom. You know. Why not just... yeah. No, I like this one more. Alignment, chaotic good. Let's see then. What are the various body types? Okay, without show clothes on. Let's just keep this default and show clothes back on. You know what? Wish something polar or something. That's some big teeth. That's more severe. I like this friendly look. It shows in that. What tattoos are available? Okay, let's just... I don't know. Bright red. So that we can at least see what tattoos are available. Yeah, let's just keep this to this. And if we change this then to this, a darker still. Yeah, this works. Probably. Someone with knowledge about fashion, go tell me how wrong I am about whether or not this works. Oh, this is your human form that you can also change. First of all, clothes don't change for me. Eye color. Yeah, that's about as much as it will change. Let's just do this. Because we're some sort of polar, this would be pale. Hairstyle, please something that's not as awful as... Okay, I like that one. Like this one as well. How lesbian can you make this? Fairly, I guess. I like this hairstyle. Just personally. You know what, why not? War paint. Right. Again, bright red. Dark red. Oh, great. You can do makeup. Let's just go with something fun that isn't too much. Like this. Yeah, that works. Twos are the exact same. So let's just not. Back to show clothes only. This works, I
You
think.
should have run. The road calls me. I'll
Stand with me. We won't falter.
no contest.
I won't take that.
What a find.
Hey, have a look. Your luck's run out.
None shall escape.
Okay. You know what? I like Amy. I can't type. Something else I found out. Let's see. 15th of... I just close my eyes and click. 15th of Destinus. Sure.
Out of my way.
Sure. Okay, so it has like 5 bonus on melee attacks, 2 bonus on this, power attack as well as on the bloodline of a golden dragon with a kitsune, acrobatics, mobility. Okay, you can accept rage. And then, of course, the grass. To a helpless opponent. I think that this is fun. The Ascendant Elemental Mythic Power is invaluable for spellcasters, as it allows all spells of a particular element they cast to ignore any resistances and immunities the target may have. That is going to be good for my Evil Winter Witch playthrough. Also, I love the fact that they used Witch for, you know, the as a patron archetype. Make way! Coming through! Fetch a healer! Quick! Yeah, that's what you do with someone who's injured.
Hey, somebody! We got a wounded fighter. Can we get a healer over here?
Anivia, One of my favorite characters so far.
My, would you look at this? But why would you drag a wounded fighter into the middle of the festival square? Couldn't she be carted off somewhere else like, oh, I don't know, an infirmary? Or an accommodating ditch?
Well, fuck you too. Whoops.
Make room, everyone. Step back. Now, what's the matter? What happened to her?
You hear the stern
The wound
voice
looks
of an
nasty.
elderly man.
Who did this to her?
You hear the stern voice of an elderly man. But you're so weak, you can't even turn your head to look in his direction.
Demons, prelate. We found her barely alive outside the walls of Canabris.
Demons are malign and destructive creatures native to the outer sphere plane known as the Abyss. And blah blah blah. Death is in some ways their enemies, for a mortal who dies can often escape a demon's depredations and flee to their just reward in the afterlife. And Canabras is this city, the city of glory, where the Crusades are launched from. Though there is the Red Morning Massacre that happened. It was when a demon was let inside.
The walls, you say? Enemy doesn't usually stray so close to the city. Must fortify the defenses. And you, hold fast. Don't die. We'll see you right. We'll get you patched up now. But first, you there, guard. Take her weapons. Bearing arms is not permitted during the festival. Wounded or not, everyone must abide by the rules. She can get her things back after the festival.
Hard ass. Also, I love the fact that they have
Oh,
a
Inheritor,
guard.
leader of our troops, the sharpened edge of our blades and the unyielding strength of our armor. Iomade, I beseech you, grant your mercy. Heal her wounds.
The magic envelops you, but your pain lessens only slightly. Water.
You will have water as soon as we heal your wounds. My powers are not enough here. Someone call for Terendelev. You there. Yes, you. Stop dithering and gawping and make yourself useful. Go and get Terendelev.
Prelate, surely there is somebody else here better suited to running errands.
The lady raises her head in an affectation of surprise.
I'll get her! Terendelev! Has anyone seen Terendelev?
Be quick about it before it's too late. Now, who are you? I don't remember seeing you before, and I have an excellent memory for faces.
Let's see. I'm kidding.
That's the first I've heard of that name. Who are you then? What's your business in the city?
Terendelev.
My dear prelate, please, for the sake of the festivities, stop interrogating this poor woman. She's been through enough already. Go on. I'll take care of her.
All right, as you wish. You are our protector, and a dragon at that, so I shall defer to your wisdom. But be on your guard. I've been informed she was wounded near Canabris. That means the demons are prowling just outside the walls. And the city is crawling with their spies. Others may be able to relax on this holiday, but not you or I. Not the defenders of the city.
Muttering discontentedly, and the old man walks off.
Pry loose the grudging grip of pain. Cast off the veil of suffering flesh. Let light and life go forth in triumph to repel the skulking shade of death. There.
The longer she speaks, the stronger her voice becomes.
I accept your thanks, but my work is not yet done.
Who are you?
My name is Terendelev. I am the protector of the city.
And, are you really a dragon?
You don't believe me? Perhaps I should retake my true form and engulf this square with my ice breath to win your trust. Pay no mind to my current guise. I appear this way when I walk among the people. I would hamper the festivities if I tried to attend in my true form.
I can do that too.
I do not know yet, and that troubles me. I am not entirely sure what the demons did to you. This wound is no ordinary injury, and it was inflicted by no ordinary weapon. I have rid you of your pain and restored your strength, but only time will allow you to heal fully.
So, can I go now?
Certainly, but be careful. I have managed to get you back on your feet, but I have not healed you fully. Alas, sooner or later, your pain will return.
Oh dear, that does not sound good.
But do not be discouraged. You will recover, I promise you that. Tomorrow, come to the cathedral and say that you are expected by Terendelev, protector of Canabras. We will find a way to help you. But for now, put this out of your mind and enjoy the festival. They are all too rare in this time of war, and merriment is one of the best medicines.
To be honest, this voice actor is pretty awesome, and like, she did a great job on this voice. It's just a shame that something had to happen. And here we have our first quest, with 3 objectives. Samples the special festival drink, throw the dart at the target, and hit the mannequin. Now, if you hold tab, you can move somewhere. And Q or E, you can change. WASD, you can move it. And so we can talk to people who are named, because the normal people all have just their own thing that they want to do. Let me go ahead and just set up, like, how do I set up this one? Abilities. Charge is in there already. Treat affliction is a first aid kit that I don't have. Moralize is fun. These two are good. This one is good. Defensive fighting, yeah, sure, but not really. And so, I take this. Blood Rage is in here already. Scrolls, Healing Potion. Ooh, a Healing Potion is nice to start with. That's just... Accept Rage, that's good. And we have 6 rounds of this left, which... No, we should be good way for. And then you have these, which are your very shortcuts, which get quite ridiculous, to be honest. So, noble lady, grubby peasants and their grubby diversions. Why did I even bother coming? Noble men. Yes, yes, happy city bay. Step away, please. I do not wish for Hawker's worm. You see next to you. Yeah, what a kind-hearted lad that was. And so we can either right-click or just click on the thing. That's get it in the center immediately. Can I do it at 100 paces? Yeah, sure. Let me just go and walk away 100 paces from here. Nice entertainment there, though. Ooh. And some other city, they good people. Spare gun for a gun. There are some guards here. There is the noble asshat. This is celebration. This is but a paltry imitation of what goes on in my mansion on a dull, toil day evening. So, you can speak with Anivia. Everybody's letting their hair down. Everybody's drinking, having a good time. To eat spiced, never let up. So that means no fun for me. Then to run the left, I'll run who you can speak to. Janna, Aldari, Carl, Sila, who helped us, quite willingly even. So, then there is this person who is suspiciously unnamed. No, he's not, it just doesn't show up. Arafashnial. I have a feeling something terrible is going to happen. As usual. Pour me another one. Let's make this a day to remember. I do love a festival. When we win, a victory feast will put this one to shame. I've been saying 5 whole days already, and I love it. The future's going to be grand indeed. They should let us off to enjoy the festivities. Instead, we're digging ditches and training all day. Ramian. Looks like this. It's as if the war doesn't exist. Does not grant us peace. And so, I think we have talked to all the named characters. Nope. And there is the stranger. The absence of an answer is an answer too. And so he is no longer an NPC. Let's drink, because that can't be bad while we have, you know, injuries. Let's just drink. Nothing bad could ever happen here. I love a drink, especially when the city's footing the belfry. What do you say? Another round? What's happening?
Behold, Crusader gods, behold Iomonde, you poor imposter. Your city will fall to me. Your followers will feed my hunger.
Discari, Lord of Locusts, leave my city!
Let the feast begin.
Oh dear.
Discari's here. Discari himself. Blimey! One minute we had a dragon, the next, bam, she was gone. What are you gonna do? Fight or flee? If fleeing's your plan, let me help you out. I've got a scroll here with a good protective spell.
This is the one that got us in. So, the scar, larger than an elephant, This towering insectile nightmare builds a siding made of bow. His wings are swarms of biting flies and his inhuman eyes glitter with cruel intelligence. The Scary, demon lord of chasms, infestations, and locusts, is believed by many scholars to be the usher of the apocalypse. He carved his realm from the raw matter of the abyss using great scythe for rift carving, a weapon he crafted from the remains of the strange creature his father, the Zuzu, mated with tens of thousands of years ago. Escari and his cult long plagued the northern nation of Sarkoris, where his cultists were eventually delivered into the Lake of Mists and Veils by Arod. Yet upon Arodin's death, Escari's influence on Golarion ripened and burst, transforming Sarkoris into the demon-haunted world.
Sure thing. Here, take this. Best crossbow I've got. The person who made it said it could pierce the heart of a demon lord even. Good luck! Try not to get eaten now!
And now we take aim. And fire. The best part is, we actually hit.
A mortal gnat snaps its jaws at the Lord of Locusts. Behold, Iomade. Behold the death I sow.
Certain spells and abilities have permanent effect. That doesn't mean they can't be removed or cured, only that they don't have a fixed duration.
The silver dragon, Terendalev, the defender of Canabras, fell in battle. Hardly surprising, as she had to fight the demon lord Discari himself. He willed the land to part and swallow all who dared to stand in his way. But the war was still far from over.
The festival, organized to raise the spirits of the city, has ended in death and destruction. Those lucky enough to survive ended up in the ancient catacombs beneath Canabras. Catacombs in which, so the rumors say, live a brood of bloodthirsty humanoid creatures. Our goal? Find other survivors. One strike of the Demon Lord's satanic scythe and merriment turned to terror, and toasts of celebration turned to moans of the dying. For those lucky enough to survive the calamity, it makes sense to seek out fellow travelers in this misfortune. And we have done all we could. In the war against demons, there is no respite. The monsters showed up at the city's festival, and now the people must fight for their lives on the day when they should have been celebrating. Will Canabras survive this onslaught? Well, we'll make sure we can at least. That sounds like live work.
Holy mother of...
The small woman with messy brown hair winces in pain, uttering a stream of curses through clenched teeth. She's pinned to the ground by a couple of weighty boulders.
Hey, stay with me. You actually got pretty lucky. You fell down into a black hole. But at least you're not on your own. You've got a great companion. Everything's going to be just fine. Tell me something. Can you feel your legs?
I feel them all right. When say no to a little less feeling in them. My ankle's killing me, but my back seems to still be in one piece. My head, too.
That's all that matters. Now, we're going to... Hey! Fancy meeting you down here. You're the one that Terendelev healed today, right? You aren't injured, are you? Will you help me get her out from under the boulders?
Well then. We can either use athletics, which we're good in, knowledge of the world, which we're worse in, or we can be evil, which I don't want to be. So, athletics. It's actually fun. For the Oriad, you get a athletics 6 check because, well, as a rock person, you really don't. Rocks don't stand a chance. Hold on. We're going to get you out from under there. And if you select the entire party, they are always performed by the person with the highest skill. You have to work hard to get the wounded woman out from under the rubble. At last the knight stops to catch a breath and wipe the sweat from her brow.
Damn it all. I think it's broken. Oh well, I've had worse. I'll just make myself a splint out of something. Thanks for the help. I wouldn't have lasted long on my own stuck under there. I'm Inevia Tirabe of the Eagle Watch. I was overseeing security at the festival square. I thought maybe spies or demon worshippers might have something nasty planned. What actually happened, though, now that I did not see coming. I don't think anyone could have been prepared for that.
Let me just see. Yes, I have in fact updated everything correctly.
Well, I'm Sela, paladin by the grace of Iomade. I crossed the whole continent to come to Mendev and fight demons. And well, I've been fighting for a while now. I don't even want to think what might be happening up there in the city. Canabres has lost the protection of Terendelev, and of the Wardstone too, looks like. It's a relic without equal. It was placed here personally by Iomede's herald, with the goddess's blessing. I really wanted to go see it, to pray before it. But there's no point worrying about a stone when there are people dying in the streets.
Yeah, things are looking grim enough, but don't lose heart. Wardstone or no, dragon or no, Canabres will never give in. Simple as. Well, we've introduced ourselves. What about you?
I'm Raimi. I came here to fight the Abyss.
A fellow crusader! Welcome, sister. This is great. I would have been happy to have any companion in this. But it's nice to be stuck down here with somebody who's my kind of crazy.
It's a good thing you've still got your faith. Because right now, to be totally honest, faith's probably the only thing we do have. Now then, I'll hobble my way out of here somehow. The city ain't far, only 30 paces or so. That's if you're going straight up, of course. I'm afraid we're gonna have to go the long way round.
To summarize, there are 3 of us, with 5 working legs, 3 pairs of decent hands, 2 clear heads, and 1 made of wood. That's mine. Underground monsters beware! Inevia, you stay behind us. You're in no fit state to fight. If we do come up against anything, the 2 of us will try to manage on our own first. Well, onward! May the good deities lead us back to the open sky soon.
And we now have a party. So, right. Fatigue. Power attack. Since, you know, this is, I said all of you move. Yeah. If you hold tab, you can see the containers. let's just turn turn-based mode on, as well as star formation. You in front. Why can't I just make this? Okay. Yeah, that's good enough. Tank in front, the rest of us behind. Let's see what's in here. A cold iron great axe. That's nice. Ooh, ever burning torches. A long sword as well as a short spear and a flail. Huh. Alright then. Inventory. Secondary. Extra AC, right? No, reflex and fortitude and will saves. Long sword or cold iron great axe. Cold iron, by the way, is something that you can get in order to gain more speak difficult. In order to get more damage versus certain enemies. I like this look, and we end up with good armor immediately. This is medium armor scale now. That's good. Let's just... Oh, what's that? One of Trendelev's scales.
Who's there?
The fine apparel of this young half-elf woman is torn and stained with blood, dust and dirt. However, she holds herself with such dignity that you would be forgiven for thinking you were at a high society party, and not in the dang catacombs under the city. Her fingers grip a rapier hilt with confidence, ready to draw it at a moment's notice. At her feet lies a dead body, so mutilated that at first glance it's hard to tell if it's animal or human.
Relax, friend. We're not demons or cultists. Don't poke my eye out with that thing, all right? We fell down here during the attack. I'm Sela, that's Anevia, and this is our new friend. We're looking for a way back to the surface.
Really? I'm so ever glad to hear it. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Camellia. I was also in the square when... I can scarcely believe it. How did all those demons get into the city? I thought, naively it now seems, that the Wardstone protected us from attack. And Terendelev, I can't wrap my head around it.
Not many could withstand a strike from a demon lord. Not even Terendelev, apparently.
I can't argue with that. We're fortunate to be alive, albeit underground.
Discari himself has come to Canabras. There's no mistaking that ugly mug. Terendelev tried to fight him, but what could she do against a near deity? Even the Wardstone was no help. Our city used to be protected by powerful forces, but now...
Anevia shakes her head.
We've seen how powerless they truly are. Henceforth, we shall have no one but ourselves to rely on, I suppose. I don't know. He must have been in the square when disaster struck. I tried to revive him, but he was already dead, sadly.
He didn't get these wounds from the fall. Be on your guard. Whatever killed him likely hasn't gone far.
Hang on. I think I know him. His name's Aravashniel, the egghead from the library. He was a good lad, even if he was kind of stuck up. May his soul rest in peace.
Yeah, may his soul rest in peace. Camellia, do you want to join us?
Certainly. Survivors should stick together. It's only sensible. Who knows what else could be prowling about in these caves?
Then we need to keep moving. There must be a way back to the surface somewhere around here.
That's right. It would be the height of foolishness to survive a demon attack only to perish under a pile of rubble.
Let's see if this poor bloke has anything useful on him. Not to sound like a heartless brigand or nothing, but we kinda need all the supplies we can get right now.
That we do.
I'll watch your back.
Heal yourself. That was very useful, I guess. Okay. Formation. Yeah, let's just do this. Hammer. This. Nah. Like this more. This is better. A masterwork there, I guess that's going to be useful. Yeah, Sila is already carrying an Everlight torch. So we could use that, I guess.
Let's move already.
Together we stand.
And so we see. Nah, we don't really need that. We can see far enough already.
No reason to pause.
Right, you have a bow. Attack.
Into the fray!
Save the last one for me.
3 damage. When combat begins, the game is paused. Pause is convenient to give orders to your characters. To pause or unpause the game, press space. To order your characters to attack, select them and click the left mouse button on an enemy. To switch between turn-based and real-time modes, use the turn-based button key or T. Your enemies are highlighted in red, your allies in green. A step-up line connects a target to a character to their current target. The timer over a character's head counts down the time until the next round and depicts this character's current scheduled action. Yeah, and I don't really like dealing with any of that, so I just play in turn-based mode. And then end my turn. Hello? Oh. Because this is always active. Right, deactivate it. And another enemy.
I'll cut you wide open.
The light, take you!
Die!
Damn it. But this is just going great, isn't it?
The spirits demand your blood.
And turn, Sila, switch to this, and
no
attack.
glory without risk!
Let's hear you cry.
Attack.
You are today's sacrifice.
The inheritor, guide my blade!
This went great. Let's loot this guy. I don't think anyone needs this, so this is pretty heavy. I had to spend so much time managing my inventory last time I played through this. Oh, another one for skills.
A bright future awaits us. The light, take you!
Quickens.
And then the initiative queue, which this is all for turn-based mode. The explanation, which I will just give. you have access to a move action, and then you have access to a standard action. During a standard action, you can make an attack, cast a standard action spell, not a full round spell. You have access to swift actions, which are like this. They take time, but they take around 1 second, 2, 3 at most. And so are ace action you can put between your movement and your free action, as well as your movement and your standard action. Oh, because after rage you get fatigue or something? Yeah, you get fatigued for a bit.
Run them through!
And then you have attacks of opportunity, which happen when you pass by an enemy. What will this one do? Well, nothing.
Go for their heart!
I'm not using these because
Out of my way!
those are... Oh, I have two
Into
attacks.
the fray!
And swap over to this. Round 2.
I'll cut you wide open!
Okay. Inventory. Right, character has abilities. No martial. No 2 attacks, so... Alright, there's also the bite, which has a -3 secondary weapon attack.
Die!
And it's 2 attacks. And unfortunately, Sela has, you know, large enough. I love the fact that the bite is a secondary weapon.
You are today's sacrifice! Let's hear you cry!
Yes, yes, I eat. Fatigue, that is permanent, means that it won't go away, like after a rage.
We are the light! They are the darkness!
Go for their heart!
That is the first one. Ooh, that's rather annoying. Luckily,
Run them through!
we get our own attacks. And if we go here all the way, we can see there is another survivor. Or well, was another survivor. A mace if we want it, but we don't. Not for this character, at least. But it's always good to have a few backup weapons.
I will help where I can.
Sela, attack.
None shall escape my blade! Out of my way!
And there is another, let's see, spitting giant centipede, who have an AC of 14 when flat-footed. It's 12. Flat-footed, by the way, means that they just haven't acted yet in combat.
Die!
And again, the bite wins. Anivia gets the rescue.
I'll cut you wide open.
And turn.
The light, take you!
And turn. That is going to be annoying.
Let's hear you cry.
And
The
again.
spirits demand your blood.
Okay, inventory. Camellia. Why don't you go ahead and heal yourself? There's also the amulet that
Open your heart to me.
that amulet is also really useful. Ah, loot. Crystal as well as some others. And then we can look out here.
What's on your mind?
And see
I wonder.
everything we can find around here. And there was something walking around there, so we should
We will
probably
win this
be
war.
Let
careful.
me draw the first blood.
That's what I meant with being careful.
Into the fray!
There is a penalty to attacking with a ranged weapon while someone else is already working
You are today's
in melee.
sacrifice.
There. And that. Camellia, do you really have to do?
Run them through.
The moment that base attack bonus goes up, I'm going to have so much more fun.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Because then we can get way better. And now we can get a skin. Well, if we skin them. So, what is... Hello? Who is that?
No, I can't just walk away. It's got to be here somewhere.
He struggled to make out the man's features in the gloom. As soon as he steps into the circle of light, however, you realize that you have never encountered a creature like this before. The stranger looks like the work of a vivisectionist who attempted to stitch together a lizard and a man.
Wenduog!
The man notices you and freezes. The curling horn protruding from his head casts a malevolent shadow on the cave wall.
Lan, did you find it? Who is that?
The woman looks just as strange as her companion, like a cross between a cat and a spider. When she catches sight of you, she immediately drops into a fighting stance. Her movements reveal the lethal grace of a wild predator.
The do-gooders here to save our mongrel souls, no doubt. Wait, they might know what's going on up there.
Yeah, you can be evil and attack, but also like...
If things are as bad as you say, then we all have to hurry.
You didn't come from the direction of the shield maze. Damn it. I couldn't care less about what's happening on the surface, but the maze...
I realize that you guys have your own troubles, but we need to be in Canabres. People are dying up there. Please, show us the way out.
That's none of your bit...
We're looking for a holy sword. It was here, in the center, sticking out of a rock. The sooner we find it, the better. Some kids from our tribe took off for the shield maze. They figured it had collapsed, and now it's their time to go up to the surface, like all the legends foretold. Except they don't have a clue what's waiting for them up there. They're not fighters. And Saul, the chief of our tribe, is dead set against it. He says that now isn't the time for the underground crusaders to take up arms. If we get the holy sword, we might be able to change the chief's mind.
Is that a smart thing to do, though?
It's a fool's errand. None of us will be able to hold the sword, let alone use it to save anyone. It's not an ordinary weapon. It's made from righteous heavenly flame and will burn anyone who touches it. Do you think you're special, Lan?
I'll pick it up with my teeth and tie it to my hand if I have to. It doesn't matter. An angel's sword and a troop of stalwart mongrels will be able to work a minor miracle. Speaking of which, you're still here, Wendu, which means that deep down, you know it's possible.
Angels are angels. So yeah, we can do this. Right? Well.
Thanks. An extra pair of eyes can only help. The sword will be easy enough to spot. It looks, swordy. Help us, and in return, we'll get you out of here.
So, what I want to know is whether or not I should go ahead and be a...
Now we're talking. Let's get to work.
Sure,
it's a
not.
good thing we all bumped into each other, isn't it?
What, you want to find the sword quickly so the underground monsters bring you back to the surface? So be it.
And so we can get hidden objects which we have to perceive. We can make a lore religion with DC 17.
This one was beyond me.
Huh. Yeah, so that's one of the first Crusaders, according
I found
to
something.
to the check that we passed on the last time. Oh, a copper ring.
Move out!
No, what is
What's that there?
Loot. Ooh, gems. It looks like kind of museum, or perhaps some kind of improvised temple.
What do we have here?
Loot. Loot, loot!
Head on!
Now what
Pay
is
attention.
that?
Gems. Get across these.
I found something over there.
Pearls, which are pure vendor trash. Huh. A sword, which, you know, does swordy stuff. A strange flesh pierces the gloom, and Remy feels drops of searing blood run down her chest. The wound healed by Tarendalev reopens and weeps scarlet, but there is no pain. A hazy scene appears, a cave chamber. This one or another one entirely. Remy's heartbeat quickens, and a stream of thoughts suddenly bursts into her mind. Thoughts that belong to another. Treachery! They betrayed me, trapped me, and stabbed me in the back. My trusted allies, my treasured friends, the people I swore to protect, the people for whom I descended from heaven and came to this turbulent mortal world. There they are, up ahead, in the gloom of the cave. What are they waiting for? Are they afraid to draw any closer? Do they believe I am about to die from their treacherous blows? Next to me, a quiet moan. A girl with a golden braid lies on the rocks, clutching at her slashed side. She refused to join with her traitors and paid dearly for it. I could have tried, but I will not. Whilst I still have strength, I must... While recognizing the foreign origin of these thoughts, Remy intuits that she can control them somehow. Let's try to heal the wounded girl. Furiously call out the traitors. A spark of healing magic illuminates the eerie, murky scene before raining. The wounded girl opens her eyes and whispers, Laria, you said everything was going to change soon. You said you and the other warriors of heaven would be leaving us on a grand mission to stop the demons forever. Is that true? The frenzy of foreign thoughts comes faster and faster, like a rushing river, and images flash by one after another. A priestess in colorful robes observing the stars, a young female paladin praying and clutching a glowing sword, a majestic golden-winged angel gazing into the distance, his face covered by a helmet but his voice ringing clear. Only if you are willing, and only if you are ready. There is no going back. Then don't waste your strength healing me, the girl whispers. Your mission is more important. You take care. It is near. There, in the vision, the darkness in the cave stirs into motion. Something massive appears from within its depths. A vague shadow, an outline, a nightmare come to life. A wave of odious chirping and rustling emanates from the shadow, the sound piercing like hot irons lancing through flesh and bone. The traitors fall to their knees before the shadow in reverent ecstasy, and the wounded girl thrashes in her death throes. The yawning chest wound burns bright hot. Raimi's head pounds with pain. It is no longer clear whose pain it is. The person called Lario sent this vision, or the one unlucky enough to receive it. Will we make the knowledge arcana check? Or will we fight off this illusion? Just on our own? Well, we're willful enough. The force of the attack originating in a vision is terrifying, but Raimi is stronger. She shakes off the pain and torpor, but alas, the one who sent the vision cannot claim the same. He is broken and exhausted. A monstrous shadow emerges from the murk of the cave. It is not real. It exists only in this strange vision or memory. But the thrill of fear it provokes is more than real. Shadow's features starkly resemble those of the Skari, the terrifying demon lord, in a movement as swift as thought itself. The monster's hand is wrapped around the throat of the one they called Lariel. The foolish angel struggling on the rocks, like a fly with its wings torn off. It tones the shadow. Its voice changes as it moves, shifting from a quiet whispering to a sonorous shout, becoming young and then old and quivering. Where is your goddess, angel? Where is the self-assured herald? How is it that you are dying here alone, so far from the light of your heaven? A strange calm envelops the thoughts of the one called Laria. He recognizes the one who stands before him, and he knows he will never bow down before this enemy. The flaming sword flares to life in his hand, bright, pure, flickering with multicolored sparks like a sunbeam through stained glass. Slash! The blade slices through the demonic creature's flesh, and the monster recoils with a howl, releasing his grip from Lariel's throat. The angel falls back heavily on the rocks, his vitality ebbing but his pride remains undiminished. He grips the sword, and with this last burst of strength, plunges it into the rock. Raimi senses that the vision is fading, the rush of thoughts diminishing like a river running dry. The last thing he hears is this: "You will kill me, monster. This I know. But one day, someone will come here and raise up my sword. They will raise it up and save and protect the innocent." The vision disappears, vanishing into a burst of colors. Raimi does not hear the final words, but she seems to complete the thought, taking it to heart. The words fly from her lips, and with them something else. The heat blazing in Raimi's chest fades away. The edges of the scarlet wound close, leaving not even a scar behind. Looking down, Raimi sees the flaming sword in her hand, or rather, its outline, the memory of what the sword looked like. With a final surge of warm and soothing light, the sword vanishes, and the light is drawn into her hand. Raimi senses that it will return. All she needs to do is call it.
Hey! Are you alright? You were kinda glowing just now.
That was it. The light of heaven. But how?
What did you do with it? Where did it go?
It's only us here. Your group, you, me, Wendu, and the light of heaven that sort of got, sucked into you. Any chance you can whip it out again? We do kinda need it. Sorry, I crack jokes when I get nervous, and when I'm upset, and when I'm happy. Anyway, what I said, it came out wrong. We need to bring you to Chief Sull. You can show everyone the light of heaven, we'll rally the tribe and go into the maze, and we'll get back our kin.
And what if she can't make it happen a second time? What then? The tribe will just say we're crazy and turn its back on us.
Lariel? That really was Lariel? The angel from the legends. The ancestors even got his name right on the gravestone. The chief will be thrilled.
You. Thousands of gongs and no one's been able to touch it. And now you, an ordinary creature of flesh and blood, no different to us, get the sword and start talking about visions.
Now, Wenduog, don't be a sore loser. She is clearly different from us.
Yeah.
The sword appeared before
Comes
her,
with
along with the
the
angel's name and all that other stuff. Because she doesn't carry our mongrel taint. Heaven doesn't give a damn how special we are. We're born with evil inside us. Heaven doesn't need to know any more than that. I know you're willing to tear anyone apart to uphold our people's honor, but you and Sull, you just refuse to face the truth. We are the way we are because our ancestors' bodies were corrupted by the Abyss. It does the same thing to plants and animals. There's nothing heroic or special about it. It doesn't make us better, and it doesn't make us worthier.
Well, it seems I can control it.
That is just Wow, I mean, that's amazing. Heaven has truly blessed you.
This power is the most majestic thing I've ever seen in all my life. Is this what the sun is like, Lan?
Yes, it's similar. But this light is more... golden? Chief Saul needs to see this. Now that we have the power of angels on our side, he can't say no. He'll have to assemble a troop to storm the maze. You Uplanders care about your kids, right? Help us save ours. Without them, we won't survive. And then, the perils of the maze won't be so bad if we go together. We'll make our way through it and find the way to Canabras.
Lead us to your chief and I'll decide if I'm going to help you or not.
Let's go. We'll take the short route. Well, the only route, really.
Now then, a mobility check for 14 DC. And
You
also...
can trust me.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
Yeah, Lan got his mobility skill, which is quite a bit greater than what is required. As in, I think he would have made it even with without that. Okay, let's see. Can you use a bow? No, you can't. Damn it. Okay. You get your bow back. Not that we really need it. Because Lan is going to be our archer from now. Okay. Lan. You get armor. And you get nothing, I guess. Sorry. Forgot to pick up that armor. We need some healing. And that's good enough.
Tear your throat out!
And then combat log is in here, which...
So this is how it feels?
Okay, fuck that.
I'll rip you apart!
That sucks. I just healed her.
No glory without risk!
And unfortunately... that one at least managed
Out of
to
my
do.
way!
Oh dear.
Well,
I just gave you a poison. Use another one. And our entire group... Okay, you are medium encumbered. Oh hey, 2 potions of cure light wounds. Thank you. And this one as well. Since you are our ranged fighters, you don't quite need it. And since I am tank-ish, this works better. So, we can either go here.
The mongrel did it.
Yes, the mongrel did it. And let's see then.
Are
Mongrel?
we in trouble yet?
You've crossed the wrong
Hit
line.
another obstacle.
2 attacks, I think.
You won't survive me.
Sila. And that's the second one. who is also caught flat-footed.
No match for me.
Endure this!
Into the fray! The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Oh, it's annoying, but can't really do much about it. And turn. That's good. Hey, Anivia. And in round 2, we did well. There's this loot with a wand of cure light wounds, which, you know, good. Can't use it, but good. This is annoying because we can't really do anything about it until the tutorial ends, I guess. Which means that our AC is going to be low. Might as well give her one wand. Don't use it yet then. Yeah.
Thanks, Lan. You're so awesome, Lan.
I lead, you follow.
I'm all ears. Make every strike. Did we find trouble? No, they did.
They'll beg me to stop.
The light take you!
Why? Oh, right. The fatigue is from getting from failing the athletics check. That is annoying.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
No match for me.
Anivia takes a reaction shot and we get loot. Yeah. That's attack rolls explained. Which attack rolls are whether or not you hit the enemy. Then you get a damage bonus.
Onward.
Then you get a damage roll.
You'll make a fine trophy.
Right.
You won't survive me.
That is dangerous.
Go for their hearts! I'll cut you wide open!
Oh dear. Fortitude saving throw succeeded, that's good.
Without risk!
I'll rip you apart!
And that's awesome. Okay, we have loot here. A Masterwork Greatsword, which deals 2d6 damage. Which I think is better, especially since, you know, also gets, since one, it is lighter, I think. Yeah, it's lighter, as well as the fact that it, though it isn't cold iron, it deals more consistent damage and it has a larger critical hit range. Though the cold iron does deal 3 times critical hit damage. And so we go here, and Wendoak holds us back for a moment. Listen here, you. I don't know who you are or where you come from, but you and I are the only 2 people here who see things clearly. That's why I'm asking you. Don't show the light of heaven to Saul. Light of heaven is your, angel ability. It's required to show for the angel mythic path, which is what we are going for in this particular playthrough. I think. Maybe. I don't know, but I don't want to cut it out at least. Which means that unfortunately we will have to disappoint Wendoak, which I don't like doing in general to party members, but it's not that bad for this one. He wants to play the hero. His first idea, if you remember, was to grab the sword and run headlong into the maze. Does that sound like a plan to you? To me, it sounds like suicide. The worst part is that the tribe might actually take his word to heart and follow where he leads. I thought you considered the mongrels to be great warriors. The descendants of great warriors, yes. I believe that my people are worthy of greatness, that we are strong and can do many things. That's why we were chased down here. We scared people. But it's one thing to go hunting in the caves, and another to fight in the shield maze. Wendoak leans closer, her pupils dilating. I've been there. I've spent my whole life training so I can make it through all the way to the end. There were more of us trekkers at the start. We were young and stupid. What's a couple monsters when there's just a whole world out there waiting for us? That's what we thought, but we weren't prepared. The maze isn't just a physical challenge. It's cunning and full of traps. It's dark as the primordial night. And if you close your eyes and listen, you'll hear whispers right behind you. Soft singing in the distance that seems to rise and fall with the beating of your heart. I had to learn from my friends' mistakes. I had to step over their bodies and go further. I don't want to have to do that again. And it will happen again if a crowd of ill-prepared fighters burst into the maze with no idea where they're going. All because Lan believes that a glowing sword will solve all their problems. Don't you want to save the kids lost in the maze? I do want to, but I'm not going to risk the future of the tribe for the sake of a few stupid kids. Chief Sol is hesitant, and for good reason. He also understands how dangerous this is for the tribe. Lan's the only one who benefits from these childish games of heroism. I'll go alone if I have to and find them, or whatever's left of them, without any heroics, relying only on myself, risking only my own life. You and your friends, You can come with me. Perhaps we can make it to the end of the maze together and find a way out to the surface. Well, let's think about it. Let's go. Don't shout at Chief Delight, and I'll lead you through the maze to the surface. I swear it. And Sela comes back to figure out just what we were doing here. And we're about to leave the location to Nithal. We have left exactly one thing behind. Might as well leave. Invisibility can be immensely useful in battle, but beware. Many enemies have the ability to see the invisible. And so we auto-saved. We can talk to mongrels here. Would you look at that? Uplanders. Let's pray our answers to our ancestors. Bring our children back home safe to us. Rest of the maze really collapsed. Mongrels. More uplanders. They should have stayed on the surface. They have no business coming down here. And so there are the mongrels. And now we speak to Chief Saul. Your first impression of the mongrel village is of a squalid dump with the artist to match. Unblinking, glowing eyes watch you from the gloom, and deformed shadows slope between the huts. You see some mongrels gutting white eyeless fish, while others are repairing fishing nets. All the signs of normal village life, but tense expectations hangs in the air. A heavy-set, aged mongrel slowly shuffles his way toward you. The hair on his head grows in limp, wispy strands, and his face has a distinct rat-like appearance with pronounced teeth. You hear a rattling sound in his chest with every breath he takes. One of his eyes is white, fully scarred by cataracts, while the other gleams with moisture. Chief Sir, we found the Angel's Sword, and we found one who can wield it. Lan points at you. She had a vision, and now the Angel's Sword, together with the light of heaven, are somehow inside her. Gather the tribe, anyone who can hold the weapon. The young ones are still alive. We can go save them. Saul raises his hand with ragged, broken fingernails. Yeah, lad. Always dreaming, always talking. You're too hasty for your own good. It's going to get you in trouble. So, eyes you up and down. And a plan with the light of heaven? That's too good for us. Our kind don't have good things happen. There's always a catch. Lan trusts people because he likes to believe. Isn't that right, Lan? I'm the chief. I don't work on the faith. Show the light. Wandwalk eyes stares at you intently, like a cat watching a bird, and shakes her head in warning. And so, mythic path. You make a choice, it advances you towards gaining that mythic path. We can make a lawful choice to reveal the light of heaven, piss off the Wendwag, and you know, do all that. So they become available whenever you make a choice like this, and not making choices like this will lock you out of this, which means that we can no longer be an angel by doing this, which would be a shame, a real bloody shame. Lan speaks the truth. The heavenly flame flashed alive at your unspoken command. Bright, pure, dancing with multicolored sparks, like a sunbeam passing through stained glass. The mongrels abandoned their tasks and stare transfixed. The light is bright, but not blinding. It is warm, but its warmth is soul deep. You have performed a lawful action. Sol is silent for a while. Tears are streaming down his white, pale face, but the old man doesn't even care to wipe them away. So, it's true. The angel did not forget us. No, he came back from the dead. He came to save our children. Lan gives you a nod of thanks. The skilled half of his face is indifferent, but the human half is visibly relieved, as if he wasn't sure all this time that you would support him. Also, I really don't want to, I will make the other choice, but I really don't want to during my good guy campaigns. Wendwag, this is actually like a hanging cat. See these fishermen and these hunters, these husks of men and women. Their blood will be on your hands. We have the blessing of the angels. We will survive and help the young tribesmen. Idiot! You see a bright light and now you think even the maze is no match for you. You always think worse, Wenda. We're not on our own in this anymore. We've got allies. Well, a couple at least. But one good fighter is worth 10 bad ones. You have the right of it, Lan. But we're neither. We're going to wait. I sent a messenger to summon all the tribes. It will take time, yes, but they will all come. And they will all come for their light. Wait, Lan. Wait, Uplanders. Rest a while in one of our hearts. Our home is your home. Alright, Chief. Understood. Let's hope that a few hours isn't the difference between life and death for those kids. If they ask me what took us so long, I'll tell them it was your decision. Wendwag only grits her teeth in silence. Yay, we got a level up, and a level of fatigue for all of us. Okay, so, level up. We can either... Sorry if you heard that. That was my microphone falling. So we can either multi-class, which I don't want to do, not for this one, but we can either multi-class or we can just level up this one. Like if we were to multi-class, we would do this, and we would get our first level in that. I want this one though, Uncanny Dodge, which, yeah, The character can react to danger before her senses would normally allow her to do so. She cannot be caught flat-footed, nor does she lose her dexterity bonus to AC if the attacker is invisible. She still loses her dexterity bonus to AC if immobilized. A character with this ability can still lose her dexterity bonus to AC if an opponent successfully uses the feint action against her. If a character already has uncanny dodge from a different class, she automatically gains improved uncanny dodge instead, which character can no longer be flanked. This denies another rogue the ability to sneak attack against the character by flanking her unless the attacker has at least 4 more rogue levels than the target does. As we don't really get that. Okay, so now we can eventually get all these bonuses. But first we get Blood Sanctuary. And so we can do all these. We will really get his feet before anything else. Then we get a second attack at level 5. Now we get our base attack bonus to level 5. Second attack we get to at level 6. And we get some primalist spells in level 4. We also get 3 skill points. Let's see, athletics, mobility. Yeah, mobility. Persuasion, perception. Yeah, let's do perception because that is an awesome thing we need. With at least 1 rank in it. And so we get rank dodge and everything. However, because we are tired right now, we are also here. This is because our allies auto level and we have no control of that. We can just see what's happened. Second level in Paladin, which gets you just +2 on base attack bonus. Shield focus here. These will all be better eventually. So this is all good. The skills that go up are mobility, which is at -5 because of the negative dexterity modifier you get from that. Persuasion and knowledge of the world. And lay on hands as well as divine grace, which is really good because charisma is one of our most important stats. Now, Camellia gets the second level in Spirit Hunter, gets a hex, specifically in the Ice Plant hex, which get you a +2 natural AC bonus. Natural armor bonus to AC. It gets skill in trickery as well as mobility, even though it's not a class skill. Because mobility is just that important. Slumber, secret. And so we get this. Lun gets Zen Archer, which is really nice, and it gets you a bunch of archery related feats. And then I do mean a bunch of archery related feats. so it's a monk subclass. He gets precise shot, which is really nice. He also puts in some athletics as well as mobility as well as perception. Precise shot is acquired. Point blank he already had. And then the way of the longbow, which, you know, is a that will then get him at level 6 the weapon specialization feat, which is really nice because that means that he doesn't need to, you know, get it. And he gets a weapon focus as well. And then Wendwag is a fighter who levels up to get a bonus combat feat as well as bravery, which is +1 bonus to saves against 4, and +1 for every 4 levels beyond second to a maximum of +5. And then armor mastery eventually, as well as, you know, weapon training and more weapon training. Eventually a fighter will have 4 attacks with bonus and +6 health per level. She also puts into lore nature as well as perception, because perception is always important. Gets the deadly aim feat as well. And that is all the levels. Now then, loot. Hide, powder. This is all really nice. This loot is very important because it's gold, sellables, as well as some first aid kits here and there. Horgus. Worm. Finally, someone from the service. I was beginning to lose hope. An elderly man in an expensive but not as ostentatious clothes approached you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises, and twisted into an expression of extreme discontent. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Horgus Worm. Yes, that worm. You no doubt have heard of me if you have spent any time at all in the city. I have a business proposition for you. Oh? What kind of business proposition? I don't know what is happening on the surface right now, but I am determined to find out. You have no intention of seeing out the rest of your days in this village, I suspect. We must find a route back to the surface, to the city, if there's anything left of it. You look like someone who can swing a blade as well as cast a spell. I am very gratified to see it. A good generalist will be a fine companion on the way to the surface. You are strong, it will be no trouble to you, but I, alas, am not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling about through caves playing at scouts. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city, and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins. I suggest we help this man. It is good to have friends among the Canabras elite. Money first, 2,000 gold, or deal. I say deal because 1,000 gold is more than we will ever find down here. Splendid. In the meantime, I shall sit here in the village. Alright then, we have to go now. Go on. Don't forget our agreement. When you find the way out, be sure to tell me. And so we can clear a path to the surface for Horgus. Power twists and warps all who possesses. once a person becomes accustomed to a special position in society, they develop a condescending attitude to others. This attitude remains even when society itself crumbles around them. Horgus Gwyrm, a man blessed by noble birth and no small amount of superiority, has found himself in unusual circumstances. He persists in clinging to his riches and power, even as their value dwindles with every passing minute. Horgus Gwyrm's first priority is finding a way to the surface. He is willing to pay generously for a guide and hire the finest bodyguards money can buy. Unfortunately for Horgus, the best bodyguards are not in this vicinity. And so, we have found all the survivors and we found the way up. And the day of the city is again completed. Let's see then, what else can we find here? The best part is that nobody minds us taking some things from here. Which really helps. This, due to the camera change, is where we walked in. However, I didn't figure that out. And then there is... alright. A cooked paw. Here they are tending to their mushrooms. Which, fair enough, that's food. Hey, empty loot. Ooh, and we get a first aid kit, which is really nice.
Battles await.
Because now we can finally cast abilities. Treat affliction. As well as these silver powder is really nice. And the decorated scabbard. I like this formation actually. Like, it makes sense. It is a sensible formation. Okay, get some mutated fish. Sila, get some more mutated fish. Horgus and the Nevia sit here. This tragedy may not have happened if you'd spent less time surveilling honest citizens and more time tracking the real spies and demon worshippers. Brilliant idea. How come I didn't think of that? Now, if only the cultists would tell us they were cultists, then we wouldn't waste our time, investigating honest citizens who decide to go all cloak and dagger right under our noses. And so, they sit some distance apart, sniping at one another in an idle fashion that testifies to their long acquaintance and mutual dislike. When they notice you, they quickly fall silent. Go on then, don't dilly-dally. The sooner we get out of here, the likelier we are to find some people still alive up there. Take care of yourself. I like him. I like him as an asshole who I hate. Hey, uplanders. Come and see my wares. Good, let's trade. Cold Iron Masterwork Great Axe is really nice. This is more important, however. Even though this, I want this. I want most of these, but yeah, no, I think that the others are more important. Ooh, quiver of cold iron ammunition. Unfortunately, it is limited. We can get some light and heavy crossbows. We can also sell some junk here, such as not this one, but for example this one, because we have something better. This one, these we will keep. This one we can sell. We have a masterwork dagger as well. And so we can make the trade a bit fairer on our end. But yeah, unfortunately, we will have to do without the cold iron crate axe. Which is a shame, because this is like... we already have one, but this is a masterwork one as well as cold iron. Which, I don't know what masterwork adds, but it's probably important. Also, take the shield. Yeah, we need as many health potions as we can get. Unfortunately. Loot. I am almost reminded of the goblins in what's it called? Almost reminded of the goblins in Warlock, Master of the Arcane, which is really awesome and does. Okay, here is a rest spot. Let's just check out the last bit of loot. Ooh, bloodshot eye. And now we can rest. 9 hours pass. The messenger returned. The tribes are gathering at the entrance to the maze. Our people have already gone there. I formed Nevia and that old guy who won't even acknowledge me. Take your time, there's no rush. The most important thing. People always show up late. Everything's going to plan, but one thing is bothering me. Randuak's gone. And that's pissed off. That's because she's pissed off. Once we've cleared the maze, the way ahead will be safe. And if he is in no state to fight at that Horcus guy, it doesn't look like he'll shift an inch unless we roll out the red carpet all the way to the exit. All the tribes, so a whole army is marching on the maze then. By Mongrel standards, yes, but don't be too disappointed. When you see the reality, there aren't many of us who can hold a weapon, and fewer still who can do any damage with one. Lance shakes his head. I don't know, she was always stubborn. Maybe she decided she could do it all on her own. I hope she comes back. We'll struggle without her, and she'll struggle without us. No matter how hard she'll try to deny it. Still, are you sure the maze is the only way to the surface? There was another passage, the one I used with my dad when we left and then came back. The chief back then, he found it and filled it in, to stop anyone else from going against the ancestors' wishes. And what the ancestors wanted was for everyone to go through the maze. I'm not sure of anything right now, but we don't have a choice. We can only go forward. And so, evil choice to insult him. Let's go, there's no time to lose. Let's go, but before we do, thank you. I was so happy I forgot to thank you before, but we've done something no one else has done in a long time. We've given the mongrels hope. It's like we are starting to believe that we're worth something. That we have the power of the angels on our side. Lance's face grows sullen. It won't change anything, of course. But at least you'll help us save the young ones. Hopefully. Let's go. Through the main gate. the straight road is the shortest. And so, J believes is the straightest. The Watchstone Legacy is this map, because this is annoying and it took me way too long to find out. Marcus Worm, Anivia. There is the exit, and I didn't see this tiny connecting land. It's in Nethal. So, north here.
Move out.
And so we leave. And with that, I'm going to end today's stream, which was far longer than usual and 3 hours in total. So I will see you all tomorrow for the usual stream, as well as some extra streaming with regards to this game, some Terraria and some Dead House Sonata. Hopefully I get everything set up earlier than today, and I will see you all next time.